today's video, we will be learning about sine rule. When we are trying to solve the questions with triangles, the first thing that we need to look up to is whether to check if the triangle is right-angled or not. If it is right-angled, we use the SOHCAHTOA or the Pythagoras theorem to find the length or the angle that we're asked to do. And if it is not right-angled, we use the sine rule or the cosine rule, which we will be learning in our following videos. So in this video, we'll learn about the sine rule. To do sine rule, we need to know these formulas. Sine A divided by A. So sine A will be the angle or the theta, divided by A, which is the name for the length or the side, which is denoted by A. Same as that, sine B over B, sine C over C. If we're asked to find the theta or angle with the lengths given, we use these formulas. Here, the other formulas I have is A over sine A, B over sine B, and C over sine C. We will use these formulas to find the side with the given angles. Let me explain it in terms of the triangles. Here I have this example. A, B, B, C, and C. You can identify that I've placed these letters as the opposite in the places, as the capital A is the angle or theta, with the lowercase a denoted as the length. So the opposite will be here. Opposite of B is here, and opposite of C is here. If you're facing with problems on how to identify that it is the opposite side, just put your pencil near the angle and just start drawing straight lines. And you can easily identify that they're pointing towards the opposite line, that is, this line. If you do this at least once, this will easily make you know that which one is the opposite side. The same follows for B and C. We can easily learn this by doing more questions with practice. So let us move to the first question. Here I have the first question. This is a triangle that is not right-angled. One more thing before solving the question is, if you want to find the length or the angle theta, you need to have at least one pair. What I mean by one pair is the opposite side. Now if we know the opposite of 60 will be 7. Opposite of 50 will be C. So the opposite sides, we at least need to have one pair of them. As we have 60 and 7, this will be considered as one pair. Here we have 50, but we don't have the opposite length. So this won't be considered as a pair. So as we have one pair, we can easily find C. The letters are not always same in the questions given. So to find this, the side, we put the lowercase letter first. The formula I taught in the second row. So here I have the calculation. B over sine B. What I mean by B over sine B is 7 over sine 60. You don't have to put the right letters all the time. Even if you put A over sine A and B over sine B, it won't be a difference as you're doing it the same way unless there's a mistake in your calculation. B over sine B is 7 over sine 60, as we wrote it here. And C over sine C is C over 50. That is sine 50. So after we do this, we cross multiply. What I mean by cross multiply is to find C, we multiply sine 50 with 7. Or for example, you wrote it the other way, like C over sine 50 here and 7 over sine 60 here. A simple way to understand this is if you have the unknown value on top and the known values at the bottom, you multiply the values that you have together. Like sine 50 and 7, you multiply them together and you divide it by sine 60. You cannot multiply sine 60 with C, so obviously it would be sine 50 with 7 and the other one has to be divided. So this will be easily understandable. That's what I wrote here. Sine 50 times 7 divided by sine 60. If you calculate it in a scientific calculator, the answer you get is 6.19 centimeters will be the length for C. Let us move on to the second question. Here, I have another triangle that is not right angled. We have to find the theta here. As I said, we always need to have at least one pair. If we have two pairs, it's good. You can choose any one of them and start calculating, as there won't be a difference at the end. You can see that we have one pair here. So to find theta, we have the 5 centimeter, the opposite side's length. Let us start calculating. I have the calculations here. So to find the theta, we'll use the formulas that we saw in the first row. That is sine 30 divided by 5, which is the opposite side. You actually don't have to write the letters. You can easily start calculating. If you understand the method, this will turn very easy to you. So the sine theta, we always should write the sine. Sine theta divided by 5 centimeters equals sine 95 divided by 10 centimeters. So, as I said, we need to cross multiply here, like we did in the previous question. So we have the unknown value in the left side now this time. We had C before, now we have it here. As I said, if you have the numerical values, you multiply both of them, and the number you have, the last one, you divide it by them. So the numerical values here we have are 5 and sine 95. And the other value, the last one we have, is 10, so you divide it by 10. This will easily make you understand, and this will turn very easy. So we have sine theta equals sine 95 multiplied by 5 and divided by 10. So to find the theta, like we did in the SOHCAHTOA lessons in our previous videos, we did sine inverse in the calculator. To find the theta, or the angle, we always have to do sine inverse. One step you can do is to calculate this in the calculator, and if you get the value, then do sine inverse with the value, or you can also do it this way. Sine inverse, just if you're doing in the scientific calculator, just put the brackets with sine 95 times 5 divided by 10, and don't forget to close the brackets, which will help us find the theta, or the angle, that is 29.9 or 30 degrees. That will be theta. So if you practice more, you can easily understand this. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I hope you understood. Thank you.